Hey there, before we jump right into the code, I just want to go over some basic editor setup and section resources. So VS Code is a open source free code editor that has really great TypeScript support, which is why I like to use it whenever I'm working with React and TypeScript. But feel free to use whatever code editor you're familiar with or that you enjoy using. If you do decide to go with VS Code, when you open it up, it should look something like this. And what I recommend is if you head over to the extensions tab, there's an extension called the Prettier extension, which will automatically format your code for you. That way, you don't have to worry about code formatting, and you can just worry about the code itself. So I highly recommend you install this, because this is what I will be using inside of my sections. And once you have the Prettier extension installed, you do have to head over to the File tab, go to Preferences, and then go to Settings. Then, inside of your settings, what you want to search is Format. And then for the default formatter, make sure you select this esbenp.prettier-vs code, which will actually use the extension as the default formatter. And then also tick the Format on Save option, so that every time you save a file, it'll automatically use the extension to format it. So that's all for editor setup. The only other thing is to also make sure that your Google Chrome is up to date, since we'll be working with Chrome extensions. For section resources, you'll see that in every section, there's a attached zip file called, for example, in this section, it's called section1-resources.zip. And when you unzip it, all of the resources for the section will be inside of it. So for example, I'm going to go to File, I'm going to open a folder, and on my desktop, I have this section1 folder. But when I open the folder, you'll see that I have section1-resources.zip and section1-resources, the folder. And when you unzip this folder, this is what you should get. You should get a folder with the section slides that I used in the section overview, and then a start and an end folder. And in the start folder, essentially what happens is you can open that folder up inside of VS Code and then follow along with my lectures. And that will guide you through all of the different features that we add to the extension all the way up until the end folder, where all of the final code of the section is contained. So if you ever get lost with the code, feel free to peek at the code inside of the end section to get yourself familiarized with what's going on. And then just a couple of general tips for watching these lectures. Don't feel afraid to speed up videos if you feel like they're a little slow. And at the same time, if things are going a little too fast, don't feel bad about pausing and replaying sections if things aren't as clear. Feel free to leave questions and comments inside of the Q&A section if anything is unclear. I'm always happy to help with any questions that you might have.